Democratic Alliance on the streets of Tshwane. As this year's general elections comes closer, the official opposition has its sights set on victory in the Gauteng province.
This election is just too much at stake to stay at home. You need to come out in your numbers and register, and on election day you must come out and vote. Because when you give us the power, we will take power away from the politicians and give it back to you, and we will take power away from the criminals and put safe communities back in South Africa. I promise you that. Yes. We're going to make it happen.
The party says it's concerned about the level of crime in the country. Addressing party members, the DA's premier candidate in Gauteng, Solim Simanga, said it's time South Africans put a government in place that cares about the challenges they face. Simanga says in the last 8 years, South Africans have been enslaved and made dependent on government.
I don't think anybody that voted here in 1994 dreamt that 30 years will be living in this nightmare that we're living in. 1994 saw kilometers of people dreaming of a better South Africa, a beautiful South Africa, a working South Africa. Yes. What we're living now is a nightmare. Yeah. The only ones that are living their posh life, the good life of 1994's dream, is those that are in power.
Steenhuisen questioned the introduction of the crime prevention wardens in Gauteng, arguing that they were not fully trained for the job.
What kind of premier goes into a shebeen and pulls somebody out and says, here's your PEP uniform, you now a crime warden? That's not fighting crime. That's creating a problem even worse for the people in this province.
He also commented on the International Court of Justice ruling on Friday in the case brought by South Africa against Israel.
We noted the judgment. As a party that's built on the rule of law, international law is just as important to uphold. We believe the interim measures would need to be upheld, and we call on sides to respect that. We, however, believe that there needs to be a more lasting path to peace in that region. We've indicated a number of things that we think should happen to move towards a two-state solution that has a sovereign, unoccupied Palestine living next to a secure Israel.
Other opposition parties also weighed in.
The finding of the International Criminal Justice is quite clear that Israel is not in a process of genocide against the Palestinians. That raises the question why the government spent so much money on this specific case, while there are 76 murders per day in South Africa. South Africa could have used this money for its own internal affairs.
We are welcoming this judgment, this historic judgment by the International Court of Justice concerning the case brought forth by South Africa against Israel for crimes of genocide committed in Gaza.
SABC News, Johannesburg.